Is Black History Month necessary? The questions surrounding Black History Month can be unending. Perhaps the answers are still lingering in the initial purpose that was birthed over 80 years ago. In 1926, historian Dr. Carter G. Woodson launched Negro History Week as an initiative to bring national attention to the contributions of Black people throughout American history. The second week of February was chosen to mark the birthdays of two men who greatly influenced American history, President Abraham Lincoln and a former slave and abolitionist by the name of Frederick Douglass. In 1976, the federal government saw the need to expand Black History Week to Black History Month. Everyone has the right to his or her opinion, and I respect those same rights. It is my desire to speak from a perspective that will perhaps give you another viewpoint of Black History Month. It is not intended to wallow in struggles of the past, point fingers with deep-seated unforgiveness in our hearts, or to suggest that anyone owes us anything. In a unique way, understanding who you are helps you understand others better. When we seek to understand others with an open heart, it can change the way we see things. Dr. Billy Graham shared a statement of how his thinking changed during his time of support of the civil rights movement. He quoted, "I cannot point to any single event or intellectual crisis that changed my mind on racial equality." Dr. Graham further stated that not only was racial inequality wrong, but Christians especially should demonstrate love toward all people. Civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. commented, "Had it not been for the ministry of my good friend Dr. Billy Graham, my work in the civil rights movement would not have been as successful as it has been." Black History Month challenges African Americans to dream and not be complacent. One theme read, "Black history rooted in the past, growing toward the future." Maya Angelou once said, "No man can know where he's going unless he knows exactly where he has been and exactly how he arrived at his present place." The Holy Scriptures often talk about the importance of passing history on to our children. Psalm 78:4, verses 6 through 7 says, "We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of the Lord and his strength and his wonderful works that he has done, that the generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children, that they might set their hope in God and not forget the works of God, but keep his commandments." Celebrating is simply remembering. We do it in our personal families. We celebrate birthdays, years of marriage, or perhaps the number of years a family member has remained sober. Different denominations or church affiliations celebrate the history of its organization. We do it as a country on July 4th as we remember and celebrate the independence of this nation. Frederick Douglass quoted, "If there's no struggle, there's no progress." Jesus knew the importance of remembering past struggles and sufferings. He gave us explicit instructions in the Holy Scriptures. 1 Corinthians 11:24 reads, "And when he had given thanks, he broke it and said, 'Take, eat, this is my body, which is broken for you. This do in remembrance of me.'" Dr. Ben Carson, a neurosurgeon who successfully separated craniopagus twins, had an extraordinary story that was told in the movie Gifted Hands. Pride, another African American film, depicted the birthing of an all-black swim team in Philadelphia. The Tuskegee Airmen's triumphant story of the first all-black unit of combat aviators to fight in World War II should cause any American to remember and celebrate the progress that America has made. November 4th, 2008 marked another historical moment. Senator Barack Obama was elected as the first African American president of the United States of America. Is Black History Month necessary? The answer lies within each individual's heart. I simply believe it is a time to remember and celebrate progress. When we do this out of the right spirit, it should not cause separatism or division. One can only be divided when his or her heart is divided. When your heart is whole, no specific celebration could ever divide you from others, no matter what their races are. In my closing, I challenge the African Americans who are remembering and celebrating the great accomplishments of their race to live your lives in such a manner that they will inspire others to become better people. In doing so, you will not just be an influential African American, you will be an influential American who happens to be Black.